What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here, back here for episode 4 of the Twitter Unpopular Opinions. Got Sim with me. Let's get straight into it and get straight stuck in. Obviously, you can see Labella behind me, so that is the first opinion we got, and it is from David Walliams, DK, and he says...
David Walliams?
Not the David Walliams. It's not the David Walliams. He says...
Didn't know what that thing.
He says, sell Lamella, the nearly man, and go for Josh King to take his number 11.
I don't think selling Lamella is an unpopular opinion, but I think signing Josh King to replace him probably is.
I mean, Josh King ain't a winger, is he?
No, he's not a winger, and I think he's an average striker. Look, he had one good season a couple of years ago where he got like 16 goals. Other than that, I haven't been so impressed with him. He nearly got moved to United last summer, but that fell through. Or was it last January, whenever it was? But no. Josh King, you serious? You want to sign Josh King for Lamella?
Would you take Josh King as a backup striker?
If it's a deadline day deal, we got no one else. Classic Levy. Look, I'll probably take Peter Crouch in that situation. So I'll take anyone as a backup striker. Yeah, sure. But Josh King to replace Lamella, I'm not sure about that one.
Well, let me know in the comment section below what you think about David Walliams' tweet. Let's move on, and this is from Lemozine, and he says Højbjerg is not better than Sissoko at anything.
Really? No. Well, he's better at tackling. He's better at passing. He's probably better at shooting. If he gets it within our stand, I think he probably counts as better at shooting than Sissoko. I think, look, they're different players. Sissoko's more of a box-to-box player, and he's shown that the defensive midfielder role in terms of sitting positionally, hasn't really been suited to him. I think Højbjerg has definitely. I think he's got more leadership skills than Sissoko. He's more outspoken. He's more of a leader.
Sissoko is a bit of a leader on the pitch. Puts himself about. Maybe not a vocal leader, but he leads by example.
I wouldn't look. He tries very hard, Sissoko, but he's not a leader. He's not a player who's going to pull everyone up when we're struggling, bring everyone together when we're under the cosh.
No, you're right.
He's not that kind of player, Sissoko, and he does his job for the team. But Højbjerg is definitely, or Højbjerg, I don't know, people saying I pronounce it wrong. Højbjerg is definitely, he won more tackles, or he won possession more times than anyone in the Premier League last season. So that's already one thing that he's better than Sissoko for sure. So I think there's definitely a lot of things that Højbjerg is better at than Sissoko, and I think passing is probably another one.
So you don't agree with that opinion?
Definitely not. Definitely not. Come on, man. Come on. That's just a wrong opinion.
All right, the next one is from Spurs got Levied, and you know exactly what's coming now, don't you?
Well, Levy's a great chairman.
We have money, but our chairman's ego gets in the way of spending it correctly.
Again, I'm not sure how unpopular that is, but
no, it's right to a certain extent, isn't it?
We have money, but the chairman's that's exactly right. It's exactly right. The chairman's ego definitely gets in the way of so many deals. The amount of deals that have fallen through because Levy doesn't want to compromise at all on the deal is it's just really frustrating. Probably the Dybala deal, Bruno Fernandes deal, so many deals we've probably in the pipeline and probably been able to get done if Levy was able to give an inch. But he doesn't give an inch.
That Dybala one is an exact example of this because all we need to do was spend another 15 million or so, and then we did that 3 months later and set Poch with that 15 million.
Exactly, that 15 million. I think a lot of deals could have been gotten over the line if Levy was able to put his ego to one side and try and compromise a bit. As there were some journalists recently who said when Levy has the power in the negotiations, he's the best negotiator in the world. But when he doesn't have the power, his ego can get the best of him, and that's been shown time and time again. And I think it's been to the benefit of us, and it's cost us as well. So I think I definitely agree with that. Levy needs to sometimes put his ego to one side to get the deal done.
Agreed. Let's move on to THFC Jack, and he says Jose Mourinho will win at least 3 trophies at Tottenham.
That's very unpopular. No one thinks that except for Spurs fans. I agree. I think next season, League Cup and Europa League, that's already 2. And then the following season...
League Cup ain't running next season. I think.
Is it not?
It might not be. I don't know. It's not confirmed yet.
Okay, well, if it's not League Cup, FA Cup and Europa League next season, then the following season, Premier League, that's already 3. And then you've got Champions League the following season. It's probably more than 3, mate. More. But yeah, I am just so certain that Jose's going to win something. I think he has to win something.
The thing is, I was certain Poch was going to win something.
Yeah, so was I. He would have won something if he kept him on. I'm certain of that. But look, I think Jose has that know-how. I think he's going to take the cup games very seriously next season. I think he knows how important the cup games are. and I think we're going to get over the line.
All right, you heard it here first. Next one is from Josh Fitton95, and he says Pochettino's idea of going for the big cups like the Premier League or the Champions League is the right way to develop a winning mentality. And FA Cup, League Cup doesn't do that. It's more for the fans. Poch just fell at the final hurdle.
Yeah, completely agree. I think the cup competitions are great, and I think that the cup competitions are fun to win. Obviously, look, we all want to win a trophy, right? We all want to win a cup.
Yeah, look, we all want to win a trophy, but I think ultimately, if you gave me the option of finishing in the top 4 or winning an FA Cup or a League Cup, I'll still take the top 4. Unless we're winning a Europa League or
unless
something.
we're winning Europa League. I think it shows the quality of a team when they're consistently finishing top 4 rather than winning trophies. Look, I think
it also shows the quality of a team when you've gone a decade of just winning one League Cup.
It does, but obviously it's not great when we've only won one League Cup in a decade. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm very happy about that situation, but like Wigan have won the FA Cup recently. Swansea won the League Cup. Yeah, Birmingham won the League Cup.
Yeah, but you're talking about consistently winning trophies, not just a one-off and then you're forgotten about.
Mm.
You're talking about consistently, I know how shit Arsenal have been, but they've won 4 FA Cups in the last 6. But
and they're happy, their fan base?
No, but listen, if you want to look at it on the flip side, we've finished in the top 4 out of the last 5 seasons. Mm-hmm. I think I'd prefer us than Arsenal's.
Yeah, and I think we're in a better position than them, for sure, in terms of where we are as a club right now. And even though Arsenal have kept their trophies ticking over, which is frustrating for us, I still think that we as a club are definitely moving in a better direction than them at the moment. And I think I agree with the whole Pochettino thing. I think Pochettino valued the Champions League and Premier League over the domestic cups, and I think by and large that is correct. That's the way you got to do it, especially when his squad wasn't so big. His depth was his biggest weakness, and that was the best way you could have played it.
Do you think he undervalued the cups a bit too much, like the FA Cup and the League Cup?
I don't know. Maybe sometimes
we still got to semi-finals and finals.
I don't know if he undervalued it. I think once we got to the big stage, like the semi-finals, he played his strongest team. I think occasionally we would play our weakened team. I think occasionally we would play a weakened team in the early rounds and get knocked out, like Liverpool away at him one year, and Colchester and Leicester in the FA Cup one year. We got knocked out. Crystal Palace in the FA Cup beat us. So sometimes we'd play a weakened team and get knocked out. But by and large, whenever we're in a quarter-final, semi-final, or obviously a final, like we went to the League Cup final, we'll take it seriously. And I think a lot of the time we got unlucky. Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-final when we lost 4-2, they had 4 shots on target all game, scored 4 goals. We had about 6 or 7 shots on target that game. We couldn't get over the line. Man United that game, we lost. We didn't deserve to win that game, but we 1-0 up. Chelsea, when we lost the League Cup final, they scored 2 deflected goals. Just a bit of luck in that game. Champions League final, the bullshit penalty in the first minute. So, forget Champions League. We're talking about FA Cup and the League Cup. But so I think he has been unlucky in those games, and I think he was unlucky just at the final hurdle.
All right.
So I agree with that opinion mostly.
Let's move on. It's our friend David Walliams again.
David Walliams.
And he says it's just simply buy Jack Butland to replace Michel Vorm.
Jack Butland. Jack Butland. Are you serious? Are you watching football from 5 years ago? Jack Butland's finished as a footballer. Is he still at Stoke? I think he's still at Stoke, but he's making more mistakes than Pickford at the moment. So yeah, I think you can't have Jack Butland in our team.
Third choice though.
Third choice, okay. Bring him
all in. Why not?
Why not? Jack Butland. I don't think he would come as third choice though.
All right, let's move on to It's Cameron 7, and he says, I don't think Mourinho has done a good job as he suggests, i.e. finished 6th from 14th, because if you look at the table when he took over, we were only 3 points behind 5th, and now currently we finished 3 points behind 5th.
I think there is some weight to that argument. I think Mourinho has done a good job overall. I don't think you can doubt that the results he's got at Spurs, they've not been perfect. They have been a bit mixed, but by and large they've been positive. So I think he has done a good job. But I do agree with the fact that, who's to say if Pochettino stayed that he couldn't have also clawed back that difference that Mourinho did. And look, it's all ifs and buts, maybes, and we're never going to know how Poch would have done in the long term. But I think there is some weight that maybe sacking Poch when, we sacked Poch 3 points behind 5th, and we ended the season 3 points behind 5th. So how well has he actually done?
Like when Poch got sacked, the league table was so tight. I think from 4th all the way down to 15th, there was only 5 or 6
so early
points
on,
in
12 points scared.
You know what I mean? I think Daniel Levy panicked a bit when he sacked Pochettino. I think that's 100% the case.
He was thinking the Amazon documentary.
Yeah.
He wanted some headlines for that. He wanted it to be the best thing.
But look, I think Jose's done a good job, and I think the injury crisis that he's had to deal with is kind of like something that we've never seen before. And he's had to deal with that, and on top of that, he's got us back into European football. So I think he's done a good job. I think Champions League was within our reach, and a couple of bad results after the lockdown kind of stopped us from getting that Champions League. So maybe you can mark him down for that. But all in all, I think...
And the FA Cup I marked him down for.
And that. And all in all, I think the job hasn't been an amazing job, but it's been competent, like an okay job.
Yeah, he's done well. I don't think you can blame Mourinho too much for how results have gone. I think he's done a good job. I don't think there's any reason to suggest Pochettino couldn't have done a similar job if he was stayed on, though. And as we've said, I think we've said consistently, we wouldn't have sacked Pochettino at the time. But given that we did sack him, I think Mourinho was probably the best guy to bring in, and I think it was a status change for the club as well. So I think that's why a big reason why I brought him in. But I don't think he's done a bad job. It's harsh to say he's done a bad job, but I wouldn't say he's been amazing, incredible just yet.
All right, and last but not least, on episode 4, it is from All Spurs 5, and he says players like Ali, Lamela, Davis, Aurier, and Sissoko should all be sold to fund some sort of summer rebuild, with Ali bringing in 40 million, Lamela bringing in 15 million, Davis bringing in 10, Aurier 12, and Sissoko 18.
If you think we're going to sell Dele Alli for 40 million in this market, no chance, mate. Absolutely no chance. He's worth at least 60.
60, you're saying?
At least, for sure. Of course. Look, I know he's had a bad past couple of years. You'd say he hasn't been the best, but I think, well, first of all, his age and his potential, and he's English. He has at least 60 million. He's worth.
24 years old, averages 10 goals a season. Really, he scored 50 goals for us over 5 seasons.
2 years ago, you would have said he's worth over 100 million. You can't say his value's dropped over 60% since then. That's not right. And there's no reason. There's no reason first of all why he can't get back to his best. If I'm being completely honest, I do question whether Ali fits the system that Mourinho is going to play. So it remains to be seen how he's going to do next season. I'm hoping he'll get back to his best. I wouldn't sell him though. I wouldn't sell him. Definitely not for 40 million. Davis, Lamela, Aurier, and Sissoko.
If you get an offer, let's say you're the manager or the chairman. If you get an offer for 60, do you sell him?
If we're going to reinvest that money, I'll seriously consider it. I think I'll probably see who we can get for around that money first. But I think if we could get a player that Mourinho really wants and potentially an upgrade or someone who would really fit the system, I would consider selling Dele. I know it's hard to say, and I know he's a good player because I'm a big fan of Dele. I still am. I still think he's quality. But I would consider moving him on if there was a player who was perfect for Jose. Because I don't know if Dele is just yet, just at the moment. But I think at the moment I would still keep him in the squad. But in terms of Mela, Davis, Aurier, Sissoko, you know what? It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. Look, Sissoko, he's 30, so I think we could probably get at least 20 million for him.
Ultimately, Sissoko, as much as I love him and as much as he's improved at Tottenham, I think his quality on the ball is so lacking that I wouldn't mind moving him on or making him like a proper squad player instead of starting every game, because I think, look, I love Sissoko and I love what he does to the team, but ultimately his quality lets him down too much.
So how much is that overall? 40, 55, 65, 85, so 90, so 95 million, 97 million for those 5 players. Would you take it?
I think I probably would, to be honest.
Really? You take 97 million for those 4 players?
If we were to reinvest it properly.
But how much you gonna, you need some 2 fullbacks.
Get Tagliafico from what's his name, Ajax, is it? Mm-hmm. He would cost what, 15, 20 million? Mm-hmm. Get a right back, whether it be Max Aarons or Castagne.
We need 2 right backs.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Sissoko, do you need to sign a replacement for him? And just Jedson just go in? Does Jedson also fit in that role maybe a bit?
Jury's out with Jedson still.
And then, obviously, but I'm saying we're quite well stocked now with Højbjerg coming in. We're quite well stocked in central midfield.
To be honest, I think all these players that he's mentioned are good squad players. They're not starters, they're squad players. And that's what you need.
But Davis is a starter for us.
Davis, yeah. Apart from Davis, they're all squad players.
Davis, I think, would probably fetch at least 15 million as well. 15, 20 million, I reckon. Probably. So I think Lamela, I agree, sell. Aurier, sell. And I reckon Sissoko.
I don't agree with selling Aurier.
If we get
we're not going to get two more right backs when we sell Aurier. We're only going to get one.
No, we have to get two.
We're only going to get one.
We're
only going to get one.
Levy!
It's so obvious.
Levy, you better sign two right backs. I swear you better signed two right backs. I'm going to be fuming if you don't.
Tanganga's going to go in as second right back of the season.
Yeah, you're right. But Tanganga's not a right back, man. You can't be having it. Anyway, Lamella. I think I agree with most of it. Lamella, Aurier, Sissoko, I agree. I think Davis and Ali I would keep for now. But if we were to sell all of them, I would say 120 million for all of them.
All right.
And I think 97 is probably a bit light. If you offered me 120 million for those 5 players and we could reinvest all that money, I'd probably take it.
Yeah, but you know what? We got 100 million for Bell, and look how we reinvested that.
True.
So.
And Capu.
Anyway, that is your Unpopular Opinions, episode 4. Episode 5 will be coming with you tomorrow. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.